Hello guys, as mentioned in the last lecture, we'll be going ahead with strings in this lecture and the questions on functions, if else and loop we'll be doing in coming lectures. So after teaching strings, there will be more content to do questions on. Now we will be starting with strings. So what is a string? As I have already taught you about basics of string. String is collection of characters. So suppose this Python written over here, consider it as a string Python, and each of them can be accessed by their indexes 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So string has length of 6, but indexing goes up to 5. Why does this happen? Because indexing start from 0. So how does a string basically work? Suppose I wrote three things at the rate, sorry. Suppose I wrote at the rate, suppose I wrote at the rate space, let's consider this a space, white space, 7. So this, all of them will be considered at different characters. So at the rate is one character, space is one character, and 7 is one character. You can, memorize it or just visualize it like keyboards, keys in the keyboards. So, how does the sequence is defined in strings? Strings are sequence of characters written inside quotes, and they can house letters, numbers, symbols, and spaces. Python does not have separate character data type. A single character is simply treated as string of length 1. Right. So this is just a bit of theory. You can read it. So if you there is a function called typeof. If you write type of a, the output will be this. Type is string. And if you write len a, it will give length is 1. Now the sequential blueprint. So in single quotes is for short, short strings, standard short sequences. Suppose you write GFG, you can just write it in single quotes. And double quotes, you write longer strings. So suppose you write geeks for geeks. This is written in double quotes. And just remember, all of these characters can be accessed using indexing 0, 1, 2, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on. So, and here are triple quotes. Triple quotes are for longer sentences, multi-line sentences, and these are also known as talk strings. Right, and yes, these can also be accessed using indexing 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, so on till n. Then here, rule for accessing index. So suppose you are accessing an index. Suppose this is a variable a. This a b c d e f is stored in a variable small a, lowercase. So you write a of 0. You write a of 0. This capital A will be accessed. If you write a of 1, then this capital B will be accessed. If you write a of 2, then this capital C will be accessed. Same way, if you write a of 5, F will be accessed. Now, what happens if you write a of 6? A of 6 is nothing. So first of all, there will be two errors. First is indexing error, means you are going out of index, which is currently unspecified. And if you write somewhere in decimal value, you'll still get error because this is type error. You need to enter an int value here rather than a floating value. Now you can also index strings from backwards. From starting, all we have learned is we can access string from front, right? Now suppose you want to access string from backside. You don't know the length of the string. Suppose you don't know length of the string, so you will write -1, because from the backside the indexing starts from -1, -2, -3, -4, -5, -6, and it will go like this. So minus of length of string is the total number of indexing we can do from backside. So suppose you want to extract a segment in a string. How would you do that? There is a concept called slicing, I've already told. Double dots. Here is the starting index, the ending index, and the skips. So all of them are optional. Suppose you want numbers from 1 to 4. Also, the last index which you write here will not be shown. So this index never gets displayed. As you can see here, fourth index is E. But E is not in the output. This is how it works. Now you have written slice from 1 to 4. 0, 1 to 4. 4 excluded. Okay, so 4 is not included. So the output will be B, C, D. You can easily understand using this diagram. Now suppose you want to slice up until an index starting from index 0. So the initial index is always 0. If you don't mention the initial index, it will automatically be 0. So it will slice from 0 to 3, 3 not included, 0, 1, 2, 3. This will not be included, this will be the output. And same is with the ending index. Ending index will be always be till the end. If you do it like this, all the values from 0 to 3 excluding 3 will be printed. So sorry, starting from 3, uh, everything will be printed. That's my bad. Starting index will be 3, not ending index. So DEF will be printed. Now another thing, you don't write S of 3 because it will just print D. So you have to add the colons for it to start slicing the string. Now, how do you reverse an string? As I already told, start and end steps. So you just write double colons and -1 to just reverse the string. So it skips -1 index, means 1 from the backside, because it's going from 0 to -1. -1 is starting from backside. So F will come here, E will come here, D will come here, C, B, A. Same with all the values of the string. Now, how does looping work? So suppose there is a code for character in S. This is a string S, A, B, C, D, E, F. So char is basically a temporary character, temporary variable which stores individual character in a string. So if you do for char in S, consider it as a conveyor belt. So this will go inside and start indexing from 0. So first A will be thrown out, then B will be thrown out, then C will be thrown out individually. So in the first iteration 1, char will be equal to A. Then iteration 2, char will be equal to B. Iteration 3, C, D, E. So total how many iteration? One, two, three, four, five, six iteration. And if there's F, then yes, A, B, C, D, E, F. Yes, six iterations. One, two, three, four, five, six. So here D is two times. Ignore it. Error in the PPT. So this is how looping works in strings. Now next is there is a rule in strings that you can't mute a string. Like you can't edit a string. So suppose you want to just pick it out like a keys in the keyboard and put some other key here. You can't just do that because strings are immutable. If you try to do so, suppose you want to change index of 0 to capital A, it will give type error because you can't change it, just like this machine you can see. But what you can do is you can separate this out using a machine, or you can just slice it. You slice this from the first index, the index you want to slice it from, and then you just add the character A. This is how you can change things in strings. This is the wrong way. This is not allowed. So here next thing is updating bypassing mutability means uh, this is already told to you, like how do you change it. Mhm. Now yes, there is a function called dot replace. It's function or method you can say. Replace function, replace method. Replace method has two parameters. First of all, you will write what to replace with what to replace. Means you will write here what you want to replace, and here you will write with what you want to replace. So suppose I want to replace ABC with small abc. So I just skip ABC and put all these three and replace it. Right. So this is how it works. Now there are a few functions that you need to remember. First of all, there is a length function. Length function, length lens. I've already told you about this function in previous lectures. So length function basically gives out the length. Let's count manually. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So output will be 15 strings. Sorry, this will not be counted. These are just PPT mistakes. Yeah, so it will be 13. 13 number of characters. Now here s dot upper. I've already told this function as well, I guess. So upper function does what upper function does it changes everything into uppercase. This is uppercase, and dot lower changes everything into the lowercase letters. Sorry. Now strip s dot strip. So what does it do is it removes all the white spaces in the front. So all these white spaces will be removed. So the correct and also the back. Sorry. All these white spaces will be removed using the strip function. As you can see, will give out us a clean string. Now, as I was already told, the replace function. Python is fun. Fun will be replaced with awesome. So answer will be Python is awesome. Now, what does concatenation mean? Concatenation means joining two things. So I'm concatenating two strings, s1 which is hello, s2 which is world. So you can just write s1 plus s2. But if you write it directly, it will not give any space in between. So to add space, we use a white space here, and it will print out as hello world. You can also store it in a string s3. S3 is S1 plus blank spaces plus S3, S2. Now, repetition of strings. So, if you write S times 3, it will repeat itself times 3. It will not multiply 3 to everything, but it will just print it thrice. 1, 2, 3. Now, there are something called F strings. I have already told this, but I'm still telling. So, suppose you want to add many variables in between and you don't want to like start inverted commas and inverted commas, then add plus, then add a variable name, then again that, this, that. And if you have many variables here, it will take very much time and it's just inconvenient. So we use something called f strings. Use f strings just in the print function. You write print here, print f name, or then we suggest name, then we write variable name in curly braces, then age, then variable name in curly braces. So name, this is how it processes the query. So name is string, name colon space is a string. Then here is a bracket which contains name, and name is Jake, so it just throws Jake here, and Jake will be printed. And this all is a string which is already given here. And then there is a variable age, then this will access the value of age which is 22, and it will throw it out as a string. Same is done here. My name is nothing and I am nothing years old. Now this is a function dot format. You can just write it this way also. If you write dot format and Emily in 22, here Emily will be taken, and then here 22 will be taken. So now inspection and destruction. So there is an in keyword. So if you want to check if a series of string is present in, uh, just a substring is present in a superset of string. So if you want to check if geeks is present in geeks of geeks, geeks for geeks, then you will just say geeks in s is string name, string variable name. You can just directly write string to here. It will give out true, but if you write GFG, it will give false because there is no sequence of characters saying GFG. Now, how do you delete individual characters in string? Now, if you just write delete s, so the variable s has been deleted from existence. So if you try to print it, it will give name error because no such name actually exists. Now, sorry, another slide is left. Yeah. So this is just a summary. I'll just summarize everything. So we learned how to slice, how to concatenate, how to check, how to read, how to destroy, how to alter, right? So we'll just do all these things in our VS Code. Okay. So first of all, we learn how to initialize a string. So let's say A. Hi, my name is Rohan and I study in my second year of college. Alright, now first we'll say how to read a string. So print A of 0. Now I'll also print A of len A minus 1. So I get the last character. I'll just print. I'll write what we are doing here. Printing first and last character of the string. So here we get capital H and E. Okay. So now we'll see how does this for char in S works. So for char in A, print char. So what we are doing here, printing printing in the individual characters of the string. Alright. You will also write the same in the print statement and also here in the print statement. So here you can see, first of all we printed first and last characters, then we printed all the individual characters in the string. So this is how the output will look like. Please do try it on your own with your own strings so you can just check, just learn it better. So now we'll just check for names in the string. Now print checking for name in the string. There will be print for Rohan in A, right? Yes, Rohan in A. So Rohan in A. So Rohan is a name, as we know, and if Rohan is present, that it is really present, then it should print true, right? So it is printing true. What if I write and? It will write. Now extract and assemble. Now we'll just slice and then concatenate. Slicing a string, print slicing string now. Now let's say I want to just print hi, my name is Rohan, and then add a full stop in between. Now I'll just write print A. Now let's count till where we want to print 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 11, 12, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. So we'll just write 0, 19. Then we'll also add a full stop. Alright. Hi, my name is Rohan with a full stop. Alright. This we also did slicing and concatenation. Uh, Now suppose I want to convert everything into lowercase. Convert into lowercase. So I'll just write print a dot lower. Then also we'll convert into uppercase. This is how we convert into uppercase. Now also we will do what? We'll replace. Let's say replacing name in the string. So we'll just write print a dot replace Rohan with Amit. Alright, now let's print it. It will give hi, my name is Rohan is full stop, then we'll convert it into lowercase. Hi, my name is Rohan and I study in my second year of college, and converting into uppercase, everything is in the uppercase, replacing strings. Then Amit is replaced with Rohan. Yes, all correct. Now at last what I'll do is I'll delete A, and now I'll try to print A. But let's see what it gives. It will give name error. Name is not defined. This is all we studied about strings in just one program. If you want to take a screenshot, you can take it. Pretty useful. Everything about string you really want to know. Most of the things are covered here. Now, one thing that got left is f strings. F strings in Python. You just write f strings in Python. Now I'll write print f. My name is, so here I wrote what I want to write. Let's just say I want to write just this one, this much only, and I'll just print. So what it gives, my name is Ro. Okay, because from 11 to 16, if you see this one 19, so 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. It should give a bit more of string. Okay, so I replaced it. That's why. No, I don't think so. Yeah, now it will give Rohan. Is Rohan. Is twice. So we'll just erase it and just say 14. My name is Rohan. An extra space there with full stop, obviously. We have added full stop. So today we learned everything we need to know about strings, and we'll just give a quick revision about strings. So yes, first of all, we did learn how to read a string using indexing. Then we got to know how we can index a string, that is all obviously reading. Then how we can individually treat a string. Then how we can individually check a string for a substring. Now we then learned how to extract and assemble a string, like this is basically called slicing in technical language. And we learned how to concatenate. So these words are very important for the Viva purposes. Slicing, concatenation, and stuff. If you are preparing for any exams, this is a must to learn. Then we did learn three functions today, and also, yeah, strip function I didn't show in the program. I'll just show it. And we did learn replace function, upper function, and this also returns new string, which you have to remember that whenever you write this function, it will return an output. Now we also learned how to destroy, like delete, then variable name. Now let me show you how does the strip function works. We'll just write strip function, then we'll write print strip function, and we'll just print a dot strip. So if you strip, let's just say I want to strip spaces. Wait a second. It's not saying name is not defined. Let me clear it. Save. Yes. So let's say I want to strip high. So it just strips high from it. Now let's say there is there are a few spaces in beginning and a few spaces at the end, then it should basically strip them. No, it didn't strip. Yeah, now it did it. Okay. So this is all for today's lecture, I guess. We studied everything about string, and in the coming lecture we'll be studying about list, or maybe we'll do a few question on strings first, then we'll move ahead with the list. So yeah, that's it for today's lecture. Thank you.